Hi everyone, this is Lita Coppola. I'm back with another video, here to share some very sad and devastating news. Linkin Park lead singer Chester Bennington has passed away at the age of 41. He was found dead at his home in Los Angeles from hanging. Apparently, he was middle of a tour with his band Linkin Park, and he committed suicide. Yeah, this is really devastating. Again, I grew up listening to Linkin Park. They were a part of my childhood and teenage years. Um, I remember listening to them from um, uh, elementary all the way up to junior high school, and they were a big part of my childhood and life. And being a huge rock fan or fan of rock music, Linkin Park was definitely the premier band from that late '90s, early 2000s period of new metal and mixing with the rap and heavy metal in between, and they were a very groundbreaking hard rock band, and I just was a huge fan of that band, huge fan of Chester, and yeah, this is just I when I heard the news, I after I heard the news, I went to go see a second screening of War for the Planet of the Apes. And when the end came, when Caesar died, I thought about Chester, and I just what happened to him. And I just cried and bawled. I was again the same way I felt when Chris Cornell died. I was just once that and sound came, I just was I cried so hard. But I was able. I just covered my blanket and cried, and yeah, I'm still shocked and hurt. And apparently, what's shocking is to find out. I just found out recently that Chester and Chris Cornell were really best friends. They were close. They knew each other. They knew each other's families. They Chris Cornell performed it with Chester Linkin Park uh, uh, a bit, and both were huge rock singers, and both of their respective bands, Soundgarden, Linkin Park, and they were really close friends. And um, when Chris Cornell died, I remember reading an article from E News that he couldn't imagine a life without him in it, and sadly, surprisingly, 2 months later, um, Chester is found dead from the same suicide attempt as Chris Cornell had died 2 months prior in May. And this is, I can't, you know, I mean, these two guys were close, and they were very close, and both for their music I was a fan of, especially Chris and Chester. Again, to for this to happen, it just, I'm still in mourning, and just talking about it just gets me choked up. And I, talking about this now, it's really hard. And like I've done so many like I have done on the same this the way I've mourned it is the same way I mourned it when Chris Cornell passed. I played two of Linkin Park songs before I got here, and one of them was "Somewhere I Belong," and I forgot the name of the other song. Um, let me think. It was one of their popular songs, "Somewhere I Belong," and yeah, no, it was one of their other songs. It's not coming. I can't think, but but yeah, all their songs were great, and I played two of them before I got home tonight. So yeah, I all I can it's really, as history has shown many times, whether you're an actor, a musician, performer, or any type of art you've done, um, as a fellow artist, and I can't imagine, with fame, money, everything you could want in life, still no one's happy. And in this case, it's very true that people who suffer from depression, drugs, and alcohol tend to go that route. And the same thing with Cornell and and uh and Chest and Bennington, is that they both commit suicide because they were going through something deep inside in them, particularly drug use and addiction and alcohol, and that can totally affect a person, whether they're an artist or not. And as a person that has worked it in theater for about a year now, I can't imagine not being happy still, and have everything in life, as a performer and a celebrity. I can't imagine that, not having stability or happiness in general. Again, it's another tragic moment in music history, a tragic loss, and as history again repeats itself, especially in rock music, we've seen so many musicians die due to suicide, and I can go on forever on that, but I leave that topic for another time. And it's and it's just shocking because it's so painful. And so I found out the news at work. I was watching Collider videos, which I'm describer of, which I describe, and it's a movie talk channel where they talk about movies and reviews from critics, and I'm a huge fan. And one of their new shows, comic book shopping, um, with host John Shep, who's also one of the uh, uh, plant panels on the Collider movie talk. They just did an episode of Linkin Park, and they were just with the band talking about comic books and their obsession with comic books as well as music, and they were promoting their new record that's just been released, and the Collider guys were just with the band, and to hear this obviously was a shock, and to the band, and to Chester's Inner Circle, and yeah, and I found out the news while I was watching Collider video. Obviously, one of the Mark Cecil, I forgot. The one of the guys at Collider. They were doing a live appearance at Comic Con over in San Diego, and they did a tribute to Chester Bennington, and I remember reading down on the screen that he on YouTube that he had died, committed suicide, and I was like, what? It said that he was found dead, and Linkin Park singer Chester Bennington found dead, and yeah, I couldn't believe it. Again, it's another shock, and all I can say right now, my heart goes out to the guys in Linkin Park, his bandmates, and most importantly, Chester Bennington's family. And I send my condolences to his family, his friends, his children. The man had 6 kids, and yeah, it's sad all around and terrible, and yeah, it's really emotional, and yeah. So with that, I'm gonna do a prayer before I get out of here for tonight. So I'm gonna read you this that I wrote down on the passing of Chester. Bless those who mourn, eternal God, with the comfort of your love, that they may face each new day with hope and the certainty that nothing can destroy the good that has been given. May their memories become joyful, their days enriched with friendship, and their lives encircled by your love. Amen. So yeah, that's my prayer, obviously, and so yeah, Chester, we love you, and may I hope you have found peace and happiness. And, so so yeah, that's it for this video. For more comics on this terrible tragedy, don't forget to write them below. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Um, I have 34 subscribers. Anyone, please just subscribe on this video or on my channel. About just please write comments. It's very important on your thoughts. And Chester, we love you. Thank you for all your music and what you've given us with your art. And may you rest in peace and you be sorely missed. So yep, that's it. Thank you, and take care.